All right.
We got practice.
We're good.
Fickle.
I just had to start over. Sorry about that.
Okay.
It's fine. Hey, it's me, Erin. Thanks for joining us on the More Love podcast. Do not tell Rebecca, but this podcast is about empathy. She likes people to think she's dead inside, but the truth is she's a big-time feeler who has truly helped me uncover that empathy is my superpower. Oh, here she comes.
Hey, bestie.
Hi, love.
What are you doing?
Oh, just getting ready to host a podcast.
A podcast? About what?
Our life as best friends who are more like sisters.
Ah, yay! I love us, and I can't wait to share our stories with the world.
Especially the ones that involve us pushing each other, right? To be our most authentic selves.
Oh, man. Okay. This card is not okay.
What, a card you picked?
Yep.
How many ounces is this?
Based on our conversation of the card before we got in.
Yeah, you mean the session we had before the session?
Yeah. How many ounces?
How many ounces
12.
is this? 12? Mm-hmm. But you know, only drink half of it.
6.
So 6? Mm-hmm. I got put in my points. 4 points. It's not bad. That's not bad, but that plus my stack and bacon have my points for the day.
Can I interject? Or
yeah.
Actually, can I ask you a question?
Yeah, you can ask anything you want.
What are you doing? Are you doing like Weight Watchers?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm doing the WW again.
W's.
WW.
I mean, we can talk about those W's.
Listen, Scott. So
Can I be your health coach?
oh, absolutely.
I mean, yeah, look at me. You want me as your health coach?
You have to try
I love
and
that.
like keep
I love
me
that.
on plan because
No, but
I only get 23 points a day.
what you don't know about me is
You're a lifetime member?
no.
Oh.
I back in my 30s, I was in uber great shape and was a fiend about fitness and nutrition
Oh.
and know everything there is to know, and then some.
And what happened?
Stop it. Stop it.
Well, because
That is, she
So-
did not
still look real
she
good.
did not mean it like that.
I just
Scott.
meant
no,
what
she did.
No, I don't mean what you
because
look
I'm
like.
not in great shape, and I
would disagree.
Ooh,
and then what?
But listen, so
You're such an ass. You're such an ass.
it's all here. It's all in your head.
Oh, what?
The whole everything about what you want to do with with weight and with eating and all that stuff. It's all in your freaking head.
No, for
because
sure.
I self-medicated with food
Sure, yeah.
and beer and vodka, and so
All the
I couldn't give food up, so I had to give the other stuff up.
Yes, and
Yes,
Today?
5 years today.
5 years.
Oh,
Scott.
congratulations.
5 years.
Soba.
For real.
That's
That
awesome.
is a absolutely gigantic, huge accomplishment.
Yeah.
I don't think we spend enough time acknowledging how much it takes to get your psyche in a place where you're ready to quit a substance that has been causing you turmoil.
I will say that there's a book called This Naked Mind by a woman named Annie Grace that
Okay.
really, really kind of changed my whole thought process on alcohol.
I'm going to write that down.
It's I actually had her on my podcast. Well, we don't talk about other podcasts on this podcast, but
There's other
but
podcasts?
there are no, except for mine
Oh.
and any other ones that you guys might want to do.
Why hasn't he had us on his
Yeah, right.
podcast?
Hey.
Oh, I just started it back up. I haven't done it for a year.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
checking.
Oh, so we weren't the first. Okay, it's fine.
You're on the list.
Oh, good. Oh, good.
That's great.
He just added it
Great.
right now.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I just made
Make
the
a
list.
note.
He's like looking. He's like, put it on there.
Well, congratulations. That's amazing.
I crossed out the word shit list. And put podcast list.
Podcast list.
You guys are number one.
That's right. Well, we do tend to call you. We've now resorted. We used to just call the three-way women. Now we just FaceTime them.
Yeah.
We just say, so we got to call Scott.
So what we're gonna see, I can't do it live now, but what we're gonna see in the edit right now is the FaceTime video. No audio because I'm not smart enough to record audio.
Oh,
I thought it automatically recorded, but
Stop
it didn't. But I have, when you guys FaceTime me from that antique store.
You recorded it?
Yeah, the shops at Westridge.
Oh, my God.
I recorded that.
Speaking of,
yeah.
I think we should
Good.
talk about that.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. What happened while we were there? Just a quick little jaunt to the shop.
We had to kill about an hour and a half.
Chaos.
And I had a mission. I was looking for a sugar bowl. And
As one does.
A pink sugar bowl.
it had to be cute and pink and like fun. But reality is the shops have become more elevated.
Yeah.
They're not as like Becky Boyle likes to call them garage sale junk.
Yeah, junk
like
shop.
the Liberty Hollow, which we do like.
God,
That's
we
a
love the
picker
Liberty
center.
Hollow.
But
Because we want it to be a little like trash can
Yes.
meets garbage sale.
because that's when you're like, I found it, right?
That's what we want. Yeah.
So-
but then all of a sudden the shops just escalated their game so much that we're like, oh, I'm sorry, this is nice shit that actually costs
money.
money.
Can't afford it. Yeah. So we're in there walking around and we're on a specific mission and everybody knows we have to walk a certain way. So we're going through our normal way and we're talking chit-chatting about who the hell knows what, all the kinds of things that we normally talk about. We just start talking and we get around the corner to where the Christmas tree is that I found your cheese balls because you have a food tree. And I'm like, oh, this is it. This is where the food, where the cheese balls are. Maybe they're here. So we're looking and she's looking and she's like, oh, no, they're not here. And what do I find? Nerds. Her husband's favorite candy.
Oh, darn it. We just told Mark what his Christmas present was
It's
next
fine.
year.
He'll forget about it. It's fine.
Oh, he will forget.
So
but
he's-
nerds.
He's the other one that likes nerds.
He loves
them.
nerds.
So I'm like,
the gummy cluster nerds.
right. It
specifically.
wasn't that one, but it was the normal. So I hand it to her and then I immediately give a look and she's like, what? I'm like, it's the same price as the cheese balls that I refused to buy you because it's way too much money. And you had a moment of feelings about it.
I know.
Which is why I didn't buy you the cheese
Right.
balls.
But then I quickly justified it by saying, well, it will be
This is his only gift.
The only one. Okay. Right.
This is his only gift
That's
next time. But anyway, they're very, very cute. So we're walking around with those and then we're chit-chatting. We're talking about all the things and we're just, bantering like we always do. We walk down the stairs.
Wait a second. Wait. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. We walk down I'm sorry, rewind back to the car. And I say to her, I followed the shops on Westridge on my Facebook page and they posted today a pink wall with a whole bunch of, it's like a new shop and I need to go to it. That's why we went there.
Right.
And then I said, I also need the sugar bowl. I'm sorry. We were on the hunt for the pink wall.
Because you wanted some weird crystal looking.
They called it a dream catcher, but it had like,
but you were going to wear it as a necklace and or like one of those like
I didn't
things
tell
around
you.
your head or
I
something.
didn't tell you that's what it was.
No.
In fact, I don't. It's better not to tell you what we're
absolutely.
looking for.
You
I just said it's the pink wall.
Yeah.
So, and real clear, I forgot that's why we went in there and didn't remember that's what we were
As
looking
our
for.
hands are completely full.
We didn't. They weren't full. They weren't full yet. We just had the nerds. So we go downstairs because it's 2 floors, and we go to the right like we always do, and we are knee deep in some conversation, and you say, "Oh my God,
Found them.
and you run into this booth and you're pointing and you're like, it's a mini version. Now, rewind.
Yep.
A couple of years ago, prior to my husband building my office in my basement, in my gold garage. This was at least 4 years ago. Can you believe it's been that long?
I know.
Holy shit. Anyway, I distinctly remember saying to Erin, I'm going to put a rainbow on my wall. And you're like, what? And I said, just look at this Instagram page I found. And so I sent it to you and she had a rainbow staircase and I'm like, it's pastel rainbow. I love it. And everybody's like, that's stupid. And I'm like, whatever, I'm doing it. So I made the pastel wall. You can see it on my Facebook anyway, or the rainbow wall. And so I got obsessed with this woman and her whole house is girly and cute. And my whole house is white and pink. So I'm very girly, whatever. So she had all these pictures in her kitchen of these sweet little canisters and spice jars and stuff. And they were these little Victorian houses.
Lenox.
So cute. 1989,
Yep.
Lenox Spice Village.
Lenox Spice Village.
Almost 5 years ago, I sent to Erin. I'm like, I need to have these. I need to have these.
What do I do?
She's on a mission.
Immediately, boop, boop, boop. I'm looking it up. I'm on the Facebook. I'm on the Facebook Marketplace. I'm like, I have it literally.
They're really
still
hard to find.
On a note on my phone as one of your potential Christmas gifts some year, even though we don't give each other Christmas gifts. Like I know. I'm on it.
She's always on it, right? And do we not 2 years ago? Do I not say to you, I found a whole set in Clifton Park.
Where I grew up.
My mom lives there.
Yep.
Contact the woman. Set
Where
it
the
all
hell's
up.
that?
Huh?
Clifton Park?
Clifton Park. It's
In
by
Albany.
Saratoga.
Yeah.
Albany.
That's where
Schenectady
Rebecca
area.
grew up.
You're Albanians?
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, literally, like this set is maybe 5 minutes away from where her mother lives.
Right.
Find it. It's a perfect price. It's $350,
Right.
which is a great price for the canister set.
Right. No, it was the
split
spice set. We were going to split it. Yeah. I set it all up. I coordinated it all. Dropped the ball.
Yep.
Never followed
through with it. It's just, I'm looking around right now wondering, is anyone surprised that this happened? No.
I didn't follow through with any of it, probably because I was like, that's the $150. That's a lot of money. And then I got to deal with my mom. I got to like coordinate it. She's like, huh? Like, it's just like, it's like a thing. So I just never engaged. Now, this is 3 years ago. Now you're lucky to find the set for $1,200.
Oh, yeah.
Lucky.
You're
lucky.
least I've seen recently was $900.
And that is they're probably not in good condition. So and reality is Erin really doesn't know what she's looking for. She knows what they look like, but she just didn't know.
I think they're this big.
She's thinking they're
like
canisters.
A foot. They're like a foot each.
No,
right?
These are
expecting
spice.
like
they're for like nutmeg and paprika. They're spice jars.
Basil.
So she points to this booth, which we're real clear is hippie voodoo shit.
Yeah.
It's all sage and crystals, hippie voodoo shit. And there's seven
of
Lenox houses.
Little mini house spice.
And she's like,
canisters.
look, there's a miniature version. And I look at her with tears in my eyes.
And you said,
and I
you
go,
found it.
oh my God, you found it. And I said, take them. We didn't even look at the price. Now I'm very clear. If you go on eBay, they're $50 a house. $50.
They're expensive, yeah.
Very much. These were $10 a piece.
10 a piece.
And all I said to her is,
So this is us grabbing it.
We grabbed them all.
And then we're like walking like this around the store.
because they're glass
there's
and like
so many.
It's like a thing.
Yeah.
And so and I'm thinking we knew we were going to split them. And I looked at her and I go, you can pick any ones you want, but I get the pink one.
But I want the pink one.
That's all. I don't care. So we're walking around, and now I say to her, I'm like, I can't talk to you. I am so emotional about this. I cannot function. And we're bantering.
She keeps saying over and over, I can't believe you found them.
I can't believe,
I can't believe you found them.
oh my God. So we go around the corner, and I'm holding these, and she's holding hers with her nerds, and we see this like clothing display. And she runs. Well, she doesn't run. She goes over to where these shoes
Horse
are.
scallops.
Yeah. And there's these tiger print, hot pink and black stiletto, 4-inch heels, if not bigger.
Yeah.
And she's like, you have to wear these. And the owner of the shop is in there.
Oh, yeah. She's standing right there. She's like, everything's 40% off today.
And they were only $15.
You need these.
And so I put them on, and I shoved my fat ass feet in those. They were shoved in.
Yeah. We're talking like when in Cinderella
where she's like,
sister is like, I can stick my foot in here.
And not only that, but I had to take my sock off. So now it's my sweaty ass chubbo feet, club foot in these shoes. And I'm walking around, and the lady's like, you look like you just walked in here with those. I'm like, yeah. And Erin's like, you don't even know her, and you could tell that.
That's right.
So we are fully anticipating buying these, but I get halfway down the aisle, and I'm like,
keeps wearing them. She's now
wear
carrying her ugly ass clogs. And she's wearing them.
With my precious Lenox spice things. And I'm like, I can't wear these. They're hurting so bad. And you're like, well, you know who would wear them? Sawyer.
Yep.
And I said, you're right. But I got to put these back. So I take them off and I run back, and the woman's still there. So I just throw them in the booth and I run away. So now we run to the other side, and we get around the corner, and we find our favorite booth, the hen house.
Oh, yeah.
And you are in your glory picking up everything.
There's so many bird cages there.
So now we've got a bird tray, a bird vase.
We just bought a bird cage. That's so weird.
See?
Like an antique one, or
just like
a real bird cage.
One for birds to
Okay.
actually fly in.
Yeah. Yeah, that feels different.
Yeah.
But
She hates birds. She hates birds, but her whole house is bird cages.
hate birds.
So
hate them.
She's
so
like,
much.
I hate.
If one freaking bird comes fluttering at me,
can't.
I am like,
Can't.
not
But
okay.
everything in the house is bird
Rats with
decor.
wings.
But
Rats with
yeah.
wings.
Yeah.
Chickens? No. Get out of
So
here.
she finds this bird tray. It's this sweet little white tray with 2 birds on the end. She's like, oh my God, I need to have this. I'm like, close your eyes. So she closes her eyes, and I set up those damn spice containers on them.
Right
I
out
go,
there.
open your eyes. She's like, oh, I gotta get it. So we're just doing our thing, right? And at this point, we still don't have a cart or a basket. I'm sweating my mother freaking balls off.
We have. It's like you're at the grocery store.
Yeah, you found a pillow. You found a pillow. We've got glass shit that we're afraid of. I'm probably still walking around with my clogs in my hand with socks on at this point. Who the freak knows?
It's a mess.
Sweating balls off because it's snowing like a bitch outside and we have our winter coats on. So at one point, and I have my 6 layers of hair extensions because we're going to a party.
Right.
So I say to her, it's real hot in here, right? You're like, I don't know. I need to look at my bird stuff. So we go around the corner. And then at this point, we're starting to go to find the pink wall. And I have a business card in my hand because I've decided I'm going to email the woman
from the Lenox
booth to see if she finds any more that I have to. She should just call us, right? At this point, I drop the business card out of my hand because I'm so sweaty. Okay. We both are filled with shit.
Yep.
Everywhere.
And so we're clear in this exact moment. Right. One of us has to pick that up. And we're even more clear who it is that has to pick it up.
It's not. So
no, it's not.
You hand me your pillow. So now I have the pillow and you go.
I got to show you. I got to show you. I hope you do the elevator move. I do this.
You stand up and you do a full on squat as slow as you can. And not to drop. Yeah. Now I'm watching her go down. And my glasses go right down my nose because I'm sweating so bad. Right down. And I'm like, can you just push my glasses up? And you're like, I'm trying to get that card.
You're like, can you push my glasses up? I'm like, I can't even stand right now. My knees are broken. I am in a full-blown squat. I'm trying to get, and my head's up like this, holding the stuff.
Right.
Because I got my hand
and I'm telling you, go to the right. You're like a claw machine. I'm like, go to the right. Go to the right.
Because I can't feel it. I can't tell where the card is. I am doing a full-on squat pose.
I know. And I'm like, I can't see it with my glasses.
Lenox houses.
So this woman comes up behind us, and she's like, I feel like I need to help you both. And she takes my glasses and pushes it.
Wait. She said, I feel like I need to help you both. What can I do? And you said, push my glasses up. Push my glasses up. So
she pushes my glasses up and I push my head back. I'm like, okay, now guide her towards the car.
I'm like, guys, I need help. Someone help me up. I am stuck like this. Give me your hand.
Yes.
So this woman gives me her hand. I am now standing up again, still holding all my valuables. All of my valuables.
Still no cart or anything.
And we say, thank you, ma'am.
Right.
Thank you.
Right. And then at one point prior to that, right before I dropped the card, there were these decorative tote bags, and you yell, why don't you take one of those tote bags and put her shit in it, and then we're not going to buy it. And I'm pretty sure that's when we got her attention.
Yep.
And so then we went through that whole scenario. And so we said, thank you so much. And then we continued to walk around the corner. And at that point is where I say to you, this is where I found the piece de resistance the other day. And you go, what? I go, look in that booth. And what did you see?
Are we talking about... Pause. Just pause. Just pause for a minute. I need you to pause.
I need you to pause.
Everybody for a minute.
Pause.
Everybody. Scott. We got one for you too. Pause.
You got me a pause.
We got you a pause.
Oh, it's like a wild paw.
It's a long-haired cat.
This one.
No, you can't say it like that.
No.
Pause.
That's a feral paw.
It's a pause.
So
Try
like we're from Queens.
Yes.
I got you.
So I'm like, Aaron, you need to look at this pause.
That's like a Maine Coon.
You knew the paws were there?
Yes, that's what I found it.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
In my story, I found it. In my story, I turned into the booth.
Hilarious.
And I was like, no, you're right.
You're right.
Yeah.
I went there yesterday with Sawyer to show her the paws.
Oh, to show her the paws.
And I forgot that you're the one that found the paws.
No, I turned the corner, and what is staring me? Give me your paw.
Now listen.
Because what's staring me in the damn face? Let me see.
But listen, we need to tell the story of the paws.
I'm like this. I'm sitting on the freaking thing.
Like 3 paws.
3 paws.
Just paws.
Just like this. Just up like this. And this is what I'm thinking in this moment. Are you kidding me right now? Why?
Not only that,
hell?
but they have an authentic.
Does anyone want a wooden paw? One wooden paw. Just one random ass wooden paw. Okay.
And they were named.
And so then I look, and attached to it is a certificate of authenticity, like I'm buying a damn Cabbage Patch doll.
Or
and it
a
has,
rabbit's foot.
It has like one of those
seal.
wax
A wax seal
stamp.
I know.
That's multicolored.
I know. It was
and
very
it's
weird.
like, this is the strawberry creamsicle paw. What? So I look at you and I'm like, number one, you talk about paws all the time.
So that's
Number
the funniest
two,
part.
why?
I love cat paws, but you can't say paw. You have to say paws because my daughter back in the day, she would be like, "Mom, look at Tase's paws." So now that's like the running joke for years. You have to touch the cat paws.
So I turn and these paws are right there, and I'm like, I am so confused.
Now, yeah, right.
And then, what do? We gotta look at the price.
Got to look at the price. $20.
$25
for the
a paw. Per paw. $25 per paw.
Now we have all this shit in our hands, and I'm like, I need to have that paw. And you're like, not for $20.
Not for $25.
So then, who comes around the corner?
Does it? Glass push lady. Come around the corner, and she says, "You guys, I am really sorry that I'm eavesdropping on your conversation. All I want to do is follow you around the store and video record you."
That's literally what she said.
You guys are
that's my job.
hilarious. That's what we should have said. We should have gone, pause. That's Scott's job.
Pause.
I think we're going to get you some GoPro helmet.
Lady, I'm going to need you to.
Lady. Pause.
Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Wait, that's like how a real cat does it.
I know.
Lady, I'm going to need you to pause. That's Scott's job.
So then, of course, we go, well, we have a podcast.
Yes, we're immediately like, well, we have a podcast. You should listen to More Love. It's not where you get all your podcasts.
Yep. So then what do we do?
Another arm so you can pull out your card with the QR code
And
on
if
it?
Rebecca had her damn stickers, she could have given her one, but she doesn't know where those stupid things are. She's the only one who has any left.
It's true. So
we said, oh my God, thank you. She's like, I am not kidding. I'm really trying to not listen to you guys. I cannot not listen to you. You are hilarious. She said, I can't stop looking at you.
Yeah, we're like a goddamn train wreck.
And I said, all right, yeah, this is every day.
Right. So then
every day.
So then we still haven't found the pink wall. So we move forward, and at this point we need some serious help. So we ask the man at the bottom of the stairs and say, there is a pink wall vendor here somewhere. They don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. No idea.
I saw it on the Facebook page.
I saw it on the Facebook. Pause. I saw it on the Facebook page. So they radio a bunch of people. He's like, follow me.
Wait, that's my favorite.
Right.
This is what happens is they're like, oh, is that Cindy's booth?
Right.
That's Cindy's.
I don't know.
I think that's Cindy. Is Cindy here? Cindy is here right now.
Right.
So then they walk us over to the first booth and we're like, it ain't Cindy's.
It's not
Sorry
that booth.
for you, Cindy. It ain't that one.
Sorry.
Anything else?
And so then they walk us to another one, and we finally get there, and we look at it, and we're like, underwhelmed.
Yeah. What the hell is going on here?
Like, I wanted one thing, and it was the one thing that was sold.
Yep. I said this is what we spent all this time looking for.
I mean, we found the pause.
And then what happens? The music shuts off.
No, wait. No. He brings us a basket.
Yeah.
And
remember his name was Bob?
But his name was Bob.
Because as Bob is helping us fill up our basket, you hear, Bob,
right.
we need a water run, Bob.
And I go, Bob, tell him you're busy.
And I said, you said, tell me busy. I'm like, let me get on that thing, Bob. And I'll be like, busy with another customer. Find someone else.
But when we did get to the pink wall, there were 4 pictures, and one of the 4 pictures was missing.
Yep.
They were like posters of different U.S. cities.
Yeah.
And you say, oh, I would have bought all 4 of those. So he comes over with the basket, and he goes, what do I put the name on this basket? And I go, whoever got that last picture, that's the name.
No, it's so instead I said, oh, you can put it under Beck's.
Right.
Because as we were walking around the shops, we see this like bathrobe that says BH. And you're like, oh my God, it's my initials. And I'm like, the This is what I'm doing in my head. Rebecca R.H. What do you mean? Those are your initials. And you're like, Bex?
Becky?
Bex?
Everybody
Bex,
calls me Becky.
Bex Herzog? I said, no, that's not how that works. You don't use pet names for your monogram. It's not how that works. BH. And then, of course, I'm walking around this woman again with the glasses is nearby. And I'm like, yeah, I go by Super Chunk Halligan. So SCH. It's my initials.
And then I said, oh my God, you haven't called me Super Chunk in a long time. I haven't heard that in a long time. So we're dying. But anyway, so he takes our stuff away and we immediately FaceTime Scott.
Yeah. So I'm like, we got to get Scott on the horn.
Yep. Got to tell him. Got to tell him about the Pauws.
We got to get Scott on the horn. So what did we do? We called Scott.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that was an experience. It was definitely an experience. Kelly's on the couch, and she was watching TV or listening to something on her phone. She had her AirPods in her ears, and she's looking over and she's going, because I'm just going, what? What? Oh, what? And then I'm laughing because you guys are, as usual, both talking at the same time. And it's cutting out too, so it's like so it was like a little mini hurricane FaceTimed me.
It's par for the course. Yep. Earlier in the day we did FaceTime shopping.
We ended it by saying, Scott, we put both of our faces in the camera. We're like, Scott, you looking at your moneymaker.
And that's when Kelly said, I'm his moneymaker.
That's right.
I'm like, yep, she has been. She's always made more money than me.
Oh, God, it's so funny.
Oh, God. Well,
that was our...
So
You know what's funny, though? If we could go 30 years into the future and that conversation you just had would still be relevant.
Oh, yeah, still be doing it.
You guys could be in your 90s and would have that exact conversation.
Have you seen those two old women?
Oh, yeah.
On the Maymays? Like they're at the Maymays or the TikTok or whatever. And they're these two old women, and they are hilarious. Mm-hmm. They are exactly
who
the
we will
same
be.
way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have no doubt.
Yeah, and we'll have even more stories to reference.
You're the nasty crotch one in the front seat of the car.
Yeah.
And I'm the one in the back who's like, oh, here, I got this for you. Did you want an extra coffee? You know, and you're like, I want a coffee. Like, they are hilarious. Yeah, so it's going to be the same. Just stay with us on the journey because we got another 50 years of this craziness.
Oh, gee.
It's incredible.
Better pack a lunch.
And what does that have to do with empathy? We don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know. But
we were just letting you know that.
Whatever.
You know,
today's podcast is about shopping and pausing at the shop.
So that's what's even funnier was it this morning? No, it was last night. You and I were chatting on the phone, and you said something. I go, wait a minute, pause. And I go, imagine me holding up a cat paw, and you're dying. And I'm like, I'm gonna print those out for tomorrow. Yeah.
We really tried to get
like,
you,
pause.
Scott. We really tried to get you one of the hairless cats. We tried. I tried
real hard,
really hard,
and everything looked like a bat wing.
Yeah,
it just wasn't good. It was not good. And I'm like, no one's gonna know it's a paw.
Bat wing. They look like an absolute nutsack.
I mean, they're already exactly. They already look like a nutsack. So then I went with the long-haired.
Yeah, you got a Maine Coon.
That's a Maine Coon.
You got a Maine Coon paw. Yeah,
great.
Yeah,
that's great.
That's my next tattoo.
Cats, I have a video to show you today.
Is that a cat video?
Yeah, actually,
the paws.
Oh, there's paws. All right.
Yeah,
there's paws. So, I might have found this video and I watched it and I was like, oh, I have a lot of thoughts about that. And so I thought, well, let's just send it to Scott. Let's just send it to Rebecca. Let's see how she feels about this. And I'm going to be honest with you, Scott. Verdict's out. Rebecca's going to go one of two ways on this. She's going to be like, absolutely, I would do that. Or she's going to be like, what is wrong with that person?
Can we mention the fact that I went to the eye doctor yesterday and I officially have to wear readers now?
Oh, so you got to put those on?
I got to put those on to see if they're going to help me.
Yeah. Did you get those at the dollar store?
I got these at the dollar store, but I ordered different ones on Amazon because they're bigger, like normal. This is weird to me. I need the full glasses. So this is my temporary version, and I busted out our old friend.
Oh, good.
Our old friend of Voodoo Hippie shit
so you
that I
could
couldn't
try
read.
your
I'm gonna
readers.
try. I'm gonna try.
Okay.
Try to read it.
I'm going to
Okay.
send you a pair of clicks, and you can wear them around your neck like me.
I mean, that sounds really great. I did see a pair at the dollar store that folded.
Make sure they're pink, Scott.
Yeah,
They got to be pink or
so. Yeah. All right. Are we
floral.
watching?
Yeah.
All right.
This is not good.
Scott's got a
Loki
video.
Cat was my 16-year-old cat that passed away in February by dog attack. We have her body preserved, and she's currently in this box. I hate packing peanuts. This is not how I wanted to receive my cat. Here's her little heart. Oh my god!
I can't. You can't keep going. Stop.
We freeze-dried her.
Empathize.
She's not taxidermied. She's actually fully intact, meaning she was never skinned, and all of her bones are actually still inside. The only part of her that was actually removed in order to get her to this place was her organs. They essentially make an incision. They pull out all of the organs. Then they have those organs cremated. Unless you want to freeze dry heart, then they freeze dry the heart alongside the cat. In the end, she was simply put in a dryer and dried at very low temperatures to become this.
Try and focus on the
Serene
cat.
decided to get their
Try and
beloved cat
focus on the
Loki
cat.
freeze-dried. Freeze-drying preserves animals in the most natural state possible,
Oh, pause.
as they are frozen whole after being positioned in the desired pose.
So this is a very valuable question, so let's answer it. A lot of people have told me that they simply don't think that they would feel okay seeing their pet sitting on a table or on a couch or something after they got them back from the taxidermist or freeze dryer. This is valid. But how do I feel about getting her back? I have been very, very, very excited since she was in the mail. When Carrie from Animal Family Pet texted me and said that she was being dropped off and she was being shipped that day, I was so excited. I was ecstatic, especially because I had almost no communication with them at all throughout the drying process. But how do I feel seeing her every day since she came home?
Hi, meow, meow. Oh, it's so good to see you again. Hi.
I am very, very, very happy to see her again. I'm very happy to wake up next to her every morning and I can pet her.
Serene posted their story on social media and got millions of views on their videos.
This is the biggest question of the day, not surprising, but how much does it cost to have a cat freeze-dried? Mind you, Loki Cat was 9 pounds. She was not a large cat, she was very small. So her cost is going to be far less than someone, say, with a 15-pound cat or a 90-pound dog. So here's my receipt. So I had my cat freeze-dried through Animal Family Pet. Here is kind of a breakdown of the receipt here. A 9 to 9.5 pound cat costs about $17.44.45. To have her heart freeze-dried, $150. To have her organs cremated, the rest of her organs, that was $175, and a deposit to get everything started was a cool $21.90. And then at the end, when she was finished and ready to come home before she would ship me off, this is the last deposit, and that's a solid $811.68, making the total cost of her VIP expedited freeze dry within 6 to 8 weeks instead of 6 to 8 months, a total of $2,998.68. Which I'm incredibly thankful that we were able to raise most of the money for the preservation through donations and selling memorial pieces through my tiny small business. So basically, with the help of my community, we were able to pay to have Loki Cat freeze-dried and brought home, which I cannot even tell you how grateful I am for.
God, how long is this fucking video? Somebody donated that?
Good morning.
Okay. All
There's some
right.
good news.
Yeah, we're good.
Loki Cat's
We got
earned
enough
her
content,
organs has
I
arrived.
think. Pause. Where do you want to Where are you going to start? Where do you want to start? Ladies and gentlemen, speechless. We finally made her speechless.
Okay. good for you for doing whatever weird shit you do. But the minute you entertain a GoFundMe
Yes.
is when it really pisses me off.
That's the part that you're right over the edge. It was the GoFundMe.
No, it didn't throw me over the edge. It makes me angry.
Oh, okay.
Did you hear the story about Alyssa Milano?
No.
Yeah. You know who Alyssa Milano is, right?
Yes. Who's the boss?
She was from Who's the Boss and The Craft. She started this GoFundMe for her kids' baseball team. And everybody was freaking out because she drives a $200,000 car. Mm-hmm. And you're like, really? You're going to try to raise money for your kids' baseball team?
I can't.
But actually, she donated a lot of money to the team, and she's teaching them how to be fundraisers. So I get it. But
still,
she's a multimillionaire. She could just suck it up and
just fund the team.
just fund the team.
Like,
just how much money does a baseball team need?
Right. I mean,
they're 9.
This is for like a trip somewhere. I think they're going to the Baseball Hall of Fame or some stuff.
Great. Get some bottles and cans.
Baseball kids go to. I don't know.
Freeze-dried cat. Go. Your thoughts on that?
Don't think about it. Just answer.
it's hard for me because it's an animal.
I know.
I did have a moment where I got very over emotional, and I did not like that.
Okay. You got over emotional about what? The fact that the cat was freeze-dried or the cat was dead?
The cat was dead.
Okay.
And that we had to bring it back in.
You didn't like that we had to bring it back in?
No.
Because when it's gone, it's gone. It's too emotional.
Mm-hmm.
So when she says it's on my bedside and I wake up to it and I just get to pet it and I'm like, no,
that is next level.
You didn't like that. You didn't like that.
That's next level.
Right. So you didn't like what? You didn't like the fact that we brought it back? Yep. After it was dead.
I didn't like the GoFundMe.
Yeah.
I didn't like that she talked to it. I didn't like that she pet it.
Okay. Why?
What about the fact that its heart was in a separate box?
I didn't like that part. I didn't like how much she paid for this experience.
Okay. Did you like anything about it? Get to see those toe beans the rest of your life.
Toe beans?
Yeah, that's what those are. These are the toe beans. That's the part of the paws. These are the toe beans.
Okay. Just learned something else from the glossary of Rebecca and Aaron.
So I am very emotionally attached to my cat. Mm-hmm. It will not be a good day.
Mm-hmm. I'm aware.
I get it.
Mm-hmm.
But I will not go so far as to stuff it, bring it back into my home.
Your level of control right now and how you're having this conversation is unfucking real. It's unfucking real. What is going on for you? What feelings are coming up in your body when you are watching that video? Tell our listeners. They deserve to hear. They deserve to hear.
It's too weird. I can't.
It's weird.
The emotional component when she went through the emotional journey of choosing to honor her cat in some capacity, and then it coming back to her and getting the heart felt like getting a cremated animal.
Really?
You know? Yes. But then we open it and we have the freeze-dried cat. It's too much. Mm-hmm. It's too much.
I didn't like that the heart was in a box.
Where should it be?
I don't want to see it. I don't want to see the heart.
The fact that it's an option?
I don't want anything to do with that heart, and I don't want that heart to come back to me. So I found myself fascinated.
Yeah, why would she have the other organs?
Heart. And then what do you do with it?
I don't know.
Right? So that I had a reaction to that. I also had a reaction to the fact that the freeze-dried cat was in packing peanuts.
Yes.
And so I thought to myself, we can do better than that. We can, if I'm getting my animal back, I'm going to expect that it's going to be in something that feels more preserving of who my cat is.
Like in a glass coffin?
Or
not coffin, but
cat,
box.
I put it on a cat bed, or like make it something that feels like it wasn't just a freeze-dried cat thrown into a box with some packing peanuts.
Like you got from Amazon?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I need it to have, I didn't buy textbooks, like I needed to have more a little integrity. more like kindness associated with it.
I can see that.
It's like a trophy.
Yeah.
It's no longer a being that you loved. It's a keepsake.
It feels
like weird.
I was about to make a reference and I'm choosing to not.
Okay. All right.
I'll tell you after.
Okay. I'm going to let you not do that because I can only imagine what it is. And
I'm going to choose to keep it to myself.
If I push you for it, the whole thing's going downhill.
I'm going to keep it to myself.
And if you join the More Love subscription, even more love.
Yeah.
I'm still not sharing it.
You're going to hear about it.
Not sharing
Not even for a price?
No.
Okay,
You're going to get it in the after reels.
Yeah.
So I had a reaction to that. I did appreciate that the ears were further supported by a little extra bubble wrap. And I appreciated that because...
Is that what that was? I couldn't see.
Yeah.
I thought it was hair.
No, that was bubble wrap.
So
that
I
was
put on my
bubble wrap.
glasses to see it and I couldn't see it. I thought it was gray ears.
No. Normal black ears, just bubble
Extra.
wrap. But I appreciate that because, again, I don't want to get my animal and one of half its ears fall off.
When she said she put it in the dryer, was it like a tumbling dryer?
Now, I had a reaction to that too. I don't need to know the process. For me, I don't need to know the details about what we did with the organs or those types of things. I just need to know that I now have this animal that was my animal. Right?
I have a question. Who's the person, one, that figured out you can do this, and two, decided to make a business out of it? Isn't that kind of weird? How did they know to...
Aaron will say no.
Absolutely, I'll say no.
Oh.
It is weird, Scott. It's fine.
It's not weird?
What's weird about it?
I have a feeling about stuffing any kind of animal, so it's weird to me.
Even taxidermy?
So they specifically made a point to say it's not taxidermy.
Right, because it's freeze-dried.
Which is implying, in my mind, that taxidermy is less. Taxidermy is beneath this process.
It's not as...
They didn't skin the cat. They even used the word skinned, which kind of bothered me.
So it's more humane?
It's more... The cat's already dead. Does it matter?
No. So
they just throw it in a dryer until it dries, and they put it in the position they like it.
Pause.
Okay,
Pause.
You go for it.
I did a research project in my PhD program.
Now here she goes.
For qualitative
playing the PhD
psychology.
And that's because she dated a man that owned a taxidermy.
Yeah, a tannery.
The tannery.
Did you get stuffed?
So I had to go and learn about something that I knew absolutely nothing about through the sequence of 5-6 different interview sessions. So I picked Cantrell Taxidermy, and I went and I sat with him for hours and watched him do taxidermy. And the research findings that came out of this was how much taxidermists really appreciate and value animals, how much they, he showed me the process of the skinning. In fact, the title of my research was called Getting All the Chunks Out, The Art of Taxidermy. And he talked at great length about the expertise that's needed and that the goal of taxidermy is to be able to preserve the looks of that particular animal so that you can continue to relive that memory, that excitement, that whatever. So I noticed when she was talking about the freeze-dried process versus the taxidermy process that it was surprising to me that we would even need to distinguish between that, because I can see the process of taxidermy being that you have to essentially skin the cat, literally, and then put it on a form. And the form might or might not look the way that you want your cat to look. Whereas the freeze-dried process is essentially, it sounds like the entirety of the cat minus its organs. And it might be more realistic looking because you haven't had to go through the process of skinning it, putting fake eyes on it, all of that stuff. So I didn't find myself bothered at all about that process, except for the fact that I was like, we don't really need to create a distinction between those two. They're two very different art forms. But I'm surprised to hear that you guys would think that there was something weird or like not normal or confusing about, is it why someone would want that, or is it the actual process, or what is it?
Well, I never heard of freeze drying before.
Yeah, me neither.
And I frankly, I equate taxidermy with trophy. They're not, I don't
Yeah, when
think
you, like
it's
someone catches a fish or they got a bear or something. and
Yes,
they've got it.
it's not like my lab died, so I'm going to bring it to a taxidermist.
Sometimes.
I'm sure
I've heard of
but
that.
I don't
Absolutely.
think that's the norm, is what I'm saying. I think I equate it with trophy. You shoot a deer, you want the head mounted because it's a trophy. Like, it's fucking badass, right?
But Aaron, as a psychologist, wouldn't you say that that's kind of a problem for people unable to let go of their pets? So they have to have it stuffed and sitting in their living room with them?
And
Like, shouldn't
interact
they-
with it the way she did. That's the part
And
that's
to
weird.
talk to
it's
it
the
and
interaction.
stuff like that? Is that healthy?
So I think that when we get into the discussions, this is how I personally feel about what is normal and what is abnormal, we're actually denying people the opportunity to respond in a way that feels authentic to them. Now, are there times where that is going to go too far and where we're going to need to have some type of psychological intervention because, let's say, we've been unable to detach from the fact that this is not a real animal, right? Or it's gone past the point of just being comfort. It's moved more onto more of a psychological oddity.
Like if,
In some
if they're
way.
filling the bowl full of food and it's just
Correct.
rotting.
Correct.
Yeah.
So it's not for me the process of how people grieve in this case. It's about the lengths to which they participate and have awareness of the way they're participating in this grief process. So I think you just gave a great example, Scott. If this woman now is treating this like a live cat, is feeding it, is walking it over to the water dish, is putting it right. If it starts to do those things, if people come over to this woman's house and she's like, "Oh, did you see so-and-so? Say hello to so-and-so," right?
Right. Versus it just sitting next to her on the bed. I totally
that
agree.
For me, my response to that, though, which is different, I'm hearing, is not, "Oh my God, that's so weird. Okay, this is not okay." My response to that is, okay, this is extreme pain and grief, and we need to try and reel this back in. We need to do what we need to do to get this person on a healthier track. They've disassociated from the reality of this. So it's not as clear cut, to answer your question, Scott, to me as what is normal grieving, what is not normal grieving, because I think grief just looks the way grief looks. But there's some lines or some experiences that feel more extreme to me that then are a clue to me in this field that we need to help people come back to a healthier place of relatability with that.
I would agree.
You guys are hilarious.
Where's my cricket button?
You guys are hilarious.
I just keep coming back to emotional intelligence.
I respect that whole dissertation that you blessed us with. There's nothing. No, I don't think of that. When you show me the video, I'm thinking that's weird. Like, because I wouldn't do that. But I don't think of it as, well, that person is going through grief and how can I help them and stuff. You're a helper. You want to figure out, how can I get this person past this problem? Or I'm just like, all I see is the problem. Moving on. Thank you. You know, so I mean, kudos to you for that.
So Rebecca and I had this session before the session today, which is something pretty similar to this. And that's what I want to help understand more is, I believe when people have a stark reaction about that's not normal or that is weird or that is not okay, that we've, one, denied ourselves of an opportunity to really understand that person's true experience. But two, we're not really paying attention to why our defense mechanisms are in place that are causing us to have that reaction. So that's what's interesting to me always about people, anyone having a really stark reaction to oh my gosh, that's so odd, or oh my gosh, that is not okay, right? And to immediately shut it down. And I don't know if this is my training or if this is just my personality or whatever, but I honestly cannot think of a lot of things in life that I would immediately put into a category of, wow, this is not okay. This is, oh, wow, that is really freaking weird. Now, I might have some reactions immediately that I'm like, interesting. Okay, I'm finding myself very curious about that, right? I had a reaction when she put the cat on the nightstand and started talking to it. Mm-hmm. My reaction wasn't, what the hell are you doing? Right? My reaction was, okay, that's not good. Okay, that might not be okay. But then immediately I went to, well, maybe she's just doing that for the video. Maybe she's just doing that for the camera. Maybe she's just, trying to showcase
could
that.
Could be true. We don't know.
Right.
We don't know her.
It kind of felt like it was.
But it's giving people the benefit of the doubt before going to a place of complete judgment and write-off, if you will, about. And so,
well, clearly people supported her because she did a GoFundMe.
Yeah, it looks like her community
was all in.
Right.
If nobody gave her money, that would speak volumes to me.
Yes. And I find the fact that people supported and gave money to it to be really interesting as well, because I'm curious about how that came to be.
Correct.
Because
there's got to be a backstory.
Yes. And so, again, it's approaching it from this place of curiosity that I'm like, oh, wow, she was able to raise money. Tell me more about that, right? But I don't think if we aren't approaching those types of conversations from a, tell me more about that. That's really interesting. Wow, I find that fascinating. I'm having a reaction to that. Where is that coming up? Is that my stuff or is that her stuff? If we're not doing that, then I think we're denying ourselves an opportunity to look further into something, which, as we discussed in the car, may be the exact reason why we're doing that. And in some ways, I think that's okay too, right? So in the car, we were talking about how Rebecca will shut it down real quick just by being like, that's weird, don't like that, all done, not having a conversation about that. And I'm actually okay with that so long as the next statement is, I shut that down real quick because that is so odd for me that a lot of feelings came up for me that I don't want to talk about it because I just don't even want to go to that place. It's that level of like acknowledgement that that's why we're doing the thing that we're doing that I can hang with all day. It's when people have their immediate, stark, that's weird, you're weird, why are you doing that reaction with no acknowledgement of what's coming up for them that I'm like, I get angry or I'm like, why are we doing that? Why do we have to do that to people? Like, I don't, life is not that, and this is going to sound real ironic coming from me, clear cut, definitive, specific, right? Now, I'm not the expert on this. I'm totally open to hearing both you and Scott's difference of opinion on that. But I'm curious because I do think that the reactions you guys are having is a much more normal, usual reaction that people would have.
I think we just, because I'm trying to think of a way to articulate something that makes sense, or I don't know how to articulate this. I think that at the end of the day, I don't know how to say this. The only thing I can keep coming up with is I like the idea of being exclusive and being tight knit, and I don't know. I'm not a open arm, embrace it all, come as you are type of person. I believe in the idea of having exclusivity. I like that idea of only certain people can be involved in this, or only certain people get together in these like-minded groups because of X, Y, and Z. I don't know how to articulate that in a way that doesn't sound mean or closed off. It's not about that. It's about not everybody can get into the sorority, right? Like, and why? Why is that? Right? So I think it's okay to have an opinion or have feeling about somebody and just be like, you do you. That's great. I'm not going to contribute to that GoFundMe, but
no, I'm okay with that too.
You can, because that's
I
great.
I wouldn't have contributed to that GoFundMe, right? Because that doesn't speak to me. But it's more about if we have that reaction of, oh my God, that's so weird. Why the hell is she doing something like that? That is not okay. Why is she being like that? Do you think that that is a healthy place for the person who's saying that to be, as well as the healthy place for what we want this world to be? Is the haves and the have-nots, the do's and the don'ts, the that's weird and that's not weird. That level of definitiveness.
I'm okay with that, though. I'm okay with that split.
I think for me, it's the action. If I think that a person doing that is weird, that's my prerogative. I can think that's weird. However, I'm not going to go out of my way, or I'm not going to do something to
put them on blast.
Yeah, I'm not going to go ridicule them or do something to hurt them, because I will think to myself, that's weird.
And then move on.
I would never go to them and say, you're freaking nuts, dude. Right. I would just be like, oh, yeah, okay, cool.
And I certainly wouldn't approach it from curiosity. I wouldn't be like, let me know more, because I don't care. I'm like, this is weird. Moving on.
I mean, once again, I'm right here in the middle.
I know.
I can see both viewpoints.
100%. I can see her point of view too.
I'm just, I'm not as thoughtful as Erin.
Agreed.
I don't think about how can I help this person from where they are in this whole situation. I just think that's weird. Okay, moving on.
Right. But I can, and maybe it is your training. Maybe it is because you come from that background. You spend a lot of time there, and your profession is to get to know people and to help guide and ask the questions and to really get to the core of what they're experiencing. So it all makes sense to me. I don't think that that's a natural tendency.
It might be for some people.
Oh, right. But I'm thinking.
Was that a belch?
It was.
Right.
Good for you.
Deep down.
I don't know. I think
that's really interesting, because I'm not saying that I want to have a full-blown conversation with this woman to try and figure out who she is and what her grief was and whatever. I'm not interested in being this woman's therapist.
Right.
But just the process of watching the video to me suggests that, if we're looking at it with a frame on it, that, correct me if I'm wrong, Scott, I don't want to put you in the wrong category here, but as you're watching that, you immediately have this lens on that's like weird, uncomfortable, why, not okay, oh my gosh, GoFundMe, not acceptable, and then move on, right?
Well, I don't know if all those words were accurate, because
there was an emotional component for sure. For me, at least.
Yeah, for me, I was thinking,
but it was more of a
cats.
definitive judgment, right? It was more, so if we use the lens of definitive opinionated versus my lens was more, interesting and curious.
No, I don't think anything's definitive. I think it was.
I didn't think less of her in any way.
Right.
I just thought that
it was
doing
a little extreme.
that was weird, and it's not something I would do, but I didn't think.
But I can understand as a grieving person
or something like that. I was just like, wow, and it's not something I would do.
Right. And it's weird. And you do
his
boo.
Or her own.
You're right.
So I felt the same way you guys did, except for the weird component.
You didn't think it was weird, or you didn't see it that way. You said curious.
I didn't really have a judgment on if it was weird or not. I found myself curious about it.
Okay.
Right. So the word weird versus the word curious for me is the difference, because I also would not freeze dry my cat. That is also not a way that I would grieve right? I don't want to receive Sullivan's heart in a box,
Isn't
that
a Nirvana song?
Yeah, my heart in a box. So what's interesting is I'm having the same reaction that you guys, we are all in complete agreement that we're not getting our cats freeze dried anytime soon, nor taxidermied, right? We're all clear about that. It's just the,
and for me, when I say that's weird, it's because that's too emotional. That's what's weird about it.
Interesting.
It's way too emotional.
You know what else is weird?
Interesting.
Our hamster died yesterday.
Oh,
yeah.
That's sad.
Yep. And
you sent it out to get freeze dried?
No, just threw him out.
It's okay. I mean,
we buried the last couple.
But you put them in the trash?
Just threw them in the trash.
Yeah.
I came home, and so
where it's paws in the air.
Kelly came home. Abby was upset, or she called her because she was upset that the hamster died.
Does it have a name?
So Angel was the name of the hamster. It was a little tiny thing. It was so cute. And I'm not a rodent dude. I don't care for rodents too much, but
Okay.
this was very cuddly little, it loved her. I don't know. Weird. But she was upset. And so Kelly immediately went out and bought another one.
Oh.
And came back with this hamster before Abby even knew that was happening. She just came and said, here's another hamster.
Okay.
And took the other hamster and just threw it in the trash.
Okay.
Because I came home later, found out the whole story, and then she's like, yeah, can you put the trash out because that's going to start to stink. I'm like, why? What? She's like, I just threw it in the trash. I'm like, oh my God.
Okay.
How insensitive can you be?
Okay. So you didn't have any desire to take it out and give it a proper burial?
I didn't want to take it out of the trash.
Why?
Are we trying to get a new hamster to pass as Angel?
No.
Okay.
Abby
It was
well
you're
aware
sad, let me
different.
make it better.
Yeah.
Immediately?
Yes.
Yes.
I know. She can't.
So we don't have enough time to process all of this. I have so many questions
Part
associated
two.
with this.
Stay tuned.
We've just watched about a freeze-dried cat, and we went into all the different feelings and thoughts associated with it. And then your example is we heaved whole Angel right into the trash can, and we didn't want anyone to feel any feelings about it, so we went and bought another one.
Not we. I was not involved in any part of that transaction.
Hey, open the trash can. Here we go, Angel.
My reaction was, you just threw her away?
Yeah.
I went and buried the bird. I went and buried 3 different hamsters. We got little crosses out there. We said a prayer.
Wow.
Oh yeah, we pay respects to our pets.
Not for Angel, though.
No, Angel's gone.
F that bee.
Look,
F that bee. We done with her. Should fly up to the heavens.
I have my limits, and my limit is I'm not going to go into the trash where my wife has already thrown out a dead hamster, dig it out, and then go dig a hole and bury it in the snow. That's where I draw the line.
You could have set the whole bag on fire.
How about I do that? I'll set the bag on fire, and I'll put it on your porch, and you can come stomp it out.
No, you got to wait till it goes down to ashes and then bury the ashes. I loved that.
Me too. Isn't empathy amazing?
Well, we're amazing. I don't know about all this empathy stuff.
That's fine. I accept you wherever you are.
Oh, God.
I love you.
I love you too.
And if you love us, please like and subscribe to More Love, the Power of Empathy podcast, wherever you get your podcasts.
See you next time.